Get off the phone. So, hello, my name is Hugh Tech of High Tech Health Hour. I would like to introduce you to Kathleen Heritage, who has compiled a survey on the subject of telehealth with an emphasis on teledentistry. Welcome, Kathleen.
Hi, Hugh. Thanks for having me on your show today.
So, Kathleen, tell us about telehealth. What is it? A healthy relationship with your telephone?
That's pretty bad.
Thank you.
What a joker you are.
Who writes this stuff? Anyway.
I wish I knew. Actually,
Fire the Anyway.
telehealth is a process that uses digital information sharing and real-time communication through computers and remote computing devices. You can provide remote access and management of healthcare services.
What are the benefits of telehealth care?
Oh my gosh, there are so many. I don't even have enough time to get into the ones that I know about, much less those that I haven't researched yet. You can provide remote access to healthcare services and consultations all across this entire spectrum of healthcare. I focus mainly on two ends of the spectrum, senior citizens as well as children in remote areas.
So what are some of the applications for senior citizens?
I'm glad that you asked that. I know that you're aware many senior citizens lose their mobility as they reach their golden years. Due to vision problems or memory trouble, often they will relinquish their driver's licenses and can no longer drive themselves to healthcare appointments. Even those that live in a skilled nursing facility, while many of those have skilled providers on staff, they still don't have access to some of the specialist care that our elderly really rely on for their care. Telehealth services can make those visits easy and effortless. You can transmit real-time lab information and examination information to specialists who can then provide a face-to-face consultation with treatment recommendations.
Okay, I can see how that could be very beneficial. You mentioned children.
Oh.
How does that work with kids?
I have a special interest in children's health. They have many of the same needs as the elderly, especially in the rural communities. Some of the agricultural rural areas have a lower socioeconomic base. The families are stuck working really long hours, can't always afford to take an entire day off to travel with their child 2, 3, 4 hours to the nearest city to get care from a specialist provider. I had the opportunity to work with children in rural communities like that when I lived in Hawaii. Many of our clients were agricultural workers, some of them even from the Micronesian subculture.
But there was a communication gap there with the Micronesians.
Absolutely. There was definitely limited English proficiency among that community. Most of the Micronesian families had one English speaker within the family, and then that person had to be providing translator services for any medical appointment for any member of the family.
That's crazy. Can you tell me how the services provide dental care for those who are children in those rural areas?
I'm so glad you asked. I actually had an opportunity to do some work in teledentistry when I worked at that community health center in Hawaii. We took a team of healthcare providers, dental care providers, hygienists, and assistants, and we went to one of the small rural schools to provide screenings for the children. We were able to use instant information transfer. We took portable radiology equipment in the form of a handheld Nomad radiology device, took x-rays of the children's teeth. Our hygienist performed intraoral examinations, and we could transmit the images and the data from the exam directly to our dentist who stayed on site in our clinic in town. He was then able to provide treatment recommendations to us there at the site.
How did that work? Did it work good for you?
It really did. I was kind of skeptical at first, worried that we might be working outside the parameters of what we normally do in dental practice. But once we were there and working with the children, and the systems were absolutely flawless. In fact, we had good interoperability in our systems, and we were even able to transmit the findings from the examination screenings that day to the child's pediatrician as well, sharing that information across health platforms.
What kind of services did you provide for those children?
Well, we actually had kind of two different situations there. When the x-rays and intraoral examination from the hygienist showed that the child was in good dental health, the dentist recommended that we go ahead and provide those preventative services there same day. We were able to give the children dental cleanings, fluoride application, and even apply sealants to their teeth right there on site, same day. So they were good to go. Unfortunately, some of the children had some pretty severe dental problems. In cases like that, we were able to educate both the parent and the patient. In cases with limited English proficiency, we even had the ability to get a translator on the phone immediately to smooth over any language barriers to make sure that they really had an understanding of the importance of following through on this care. Then we were able to give the children and their parents referrals to our clinic in town so that they could get their needs met.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, Kathleen, for sharing with us today. That is wonderful news, and I really can't wait to hear more about this telecommunications and how it works with the healthcare group. We're just about out of time for today, but I would like to thank you so much for sharing this information with our audience, and stay healthy and awesome and beautiful. I love that smile. All right.